This is the Rugged Revival podcast. We are your home of the UK's country, Americana and Roots music community. This is our final podcast of the year, so I think we're going to try and make it a good one. I don't know what I'm saying. I think we're going to try and make it a good one, but we're going to at least make it Christmassy. That's what we're going to do. But we were just saying, it's been a busy week. Ronnie is back from having his arse waxed and bleached. It's probably too much information at this point, but you're full of Christmas cheer, and you're ready to munch on a few mince pies, aren't you, mate?
Ho, 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 TJ. Ho, ho, ho. You did forget to say, actually, it's officially where all the cowboys and cowgirls come.
Yeah, maybe that should be our new
There you go.
slogan. Well, I'll fix that for the new year. That'll be my New Year's resolution to do things properly. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. So on this week's show, we're very pleased to welcome someone that we met in Texas. We know a lot of people in Texas, but this is somebody who won the lottery, not just by meeting me and Ronnie, but because she won all of our merch at Stocktober. It's Adara Kay. How are you, Adara?
I'm doing wonderful.
See, we thought you'd put our merch on especially for this show, so is it in the bin? You know, you could be honest with us.
No, it's actually dirty right now. So yeah, but I figured I would rub it stone.
Fair dude. She's been washing the car with it. That's what's
Adara won it in a raffle and promptly put it in the bin.
Yeah.
It was funny because there was a lot of stuff on raffle that night. I remember there was a beautiful signed guitar and some other prizes, and unfortunately you walked away with our merch. But yeah, did it feel good though to win something?
Oh, I've never won anything in my life, so it was amazing.
Yes.
Fantastic. There you go.
Yes.
But, I'm really grateful for you to come on the show and to be our final guest of the year. We wanted to talk to you. Loads of people have said nothing but great words about you. People like Patrick from Country vs. Metal, Soul Gravy, all of the cool people, obviously. And I think it was a good way to talk to you again because we were pretty inebriated by the end of the night at Stocktober. So I know we've got photo evidence that we spoke to you, but I don't remember a right lot at that point. So I do apologise if conversation didn't flow particularly well at that point. But
I think we were on the same level, so.
That's good then. That's good. Are you ready for Christmas anyway? It's 10 days till Christmas now. Are you all set? Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yeah, I love Christmas, getting to spend time with, my family, my husband's family, just all of it together.
Fantastic. Is that what you kind of normally do, to spend at home with the family? Do you go anywhere?
No, we all live in the same county here in Oklahoma, so.
Well, there you go. Fantastic. Well, we've had a really good year. I think me and Ronnie were talking about it before we came on in terms of how much we've actually done on the podcast and, just throughout the year in general. And I know, Ronnie, you've particularly had a fantastic year. You've really enjoyed yourself. You filled your boots and, I've prepared you a little montage of some of your moments. Are you... would you like to have a look at it?
I'd love to have a look at it. I really would. You're going to ruin my night, aren't you? Yes, you are. There
you go. Well, this is Ronnie's 2025. Let's play it. So this is just a collection of fans, homeless people, and obviously we went on holiday to Texas. So lots of pictures with fans on the Tinkling the Ivories. Lots of pictures at pointing at stuff for some reason. Our biggest fan. We'll move on quickly from that one. Had a go at presenting and singing, sort of. He's running on Bucky's. Say hello. Hello. He went to Bucky's. And you could tell by that ending You had a good time, didn't you?
Oh, you've made my night. You really have.
No expense spared on that
Oh,
production,
dear.
but so yeah, just a few kind of flashback moments from the year. But yeah, before I kind of hand over to Ronnie, I just want to ask Ronnie a few more things in terms of podcast facts for 2025 as well. And yeah, I've got a few questions for you before we ask our guest a question. So, how many podcasts you think we've done this year alone, just for the Rugged Revival?
Oh, 10, 20? I don't know.
You're way off. 30. Yeah.
30. Wow.
Seems a lot.
Okay.
Who was the first podcast of this year?
You've left me right on the limit here.
Yeah.
I have not researched it.
I'm just
I
testing.
can't remember. Don't know.
Eli Kane. That seems like an eternity
Eli.
ago.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, little Eli. But yeah, we've done loads this year, and we've done 12 grit session recordings with Joe, Cody,
Wow.
Josh, Alex. We've got 2 artists on our roster, Lance Rogers and Jonathan and Abigail Payton, 6 members of our funny little crew that we have in the background providing extra content and other stuff. And talking about streams, so in terms of our podcast across all platforms, how many times do you think people have streamed our show?
70 odd, 80 odd, 100
You're
maybe.
way off. It's 3 billion, actually. It's not
Oh.
as many as Cody Christian, but yeah, a bit more than Joe Rogan. So I was quite impressed with that. Most listened podcast episode this year. You should get that one.
No, go on. I'll let you go for it.
It's so far Presley Hale, but I seem to know it's going to be Adara by the end
It
of
is
this show.
going to be Adara now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The last show
So-
of the year.
I suppose just, we are the number 1 podcast in the entire world. We even took it to Texas this year, as you mentioned. So we're properly famous now. And yeah, I've enjoyed it anyway. So I'll stop waffling now. And I hope you like that little introduction I did for you, Ronnie.
Do you know, TJ, I've got to say, you've ruined it now because I was going to be nasty to you for the last show of the year. But I've got to say, that's maybe quite emotional. But it's what a year it's been. And we've got to meet some fantastic people like Adara, who's sitting with us now, and you're boring her to death. So I'm sorry for that, Adara. But it's what a lovely little rundown. And it's been an absolute pleasure with you. But I'm not dying. Let's move on. So, Adara, have you ever seen a gloomy turbot?
Oh, gloomy what?
A gloomy turbot? A fish?
I don't.
Gloomy
I
turbot?
don't believe so. Mm-mm.
No. Would you like me to show you one?
Sure. Absolutely.
Sounds ominous.
Gloomy turbot. That's the gloomy turbot. Now,
Sounded to-
we do
Okay.
this game all the time, and we try and see which one is the gloomy turbot. Is it
Okay.
this one or is it this one?
I'm gonna say it's the fish.
Yes. All right, then I'll let you off.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. It's an absolute honour to have you on our last show, and I've got a little surprise for you all, actually. So TJ's got a surprise, and I've got a little surprise. Can you bear me 2 seconds?
Oh, God. Do you regret coming on now, Adara?
I don't. This has been the
I can't
highlight
read,
of
by
my
the way,
day.
I've got my earphones in.
What is he doing? Oh, God.
So, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all.
Okay.
Oh, that's really
I-
awkward.
Is that meant
Let me
to
put
be a
them down there.
turkey?
Yes, it's meant to be a turkey. Yes. Can you not see the? Can you not see the little legs?
Fantastic. You're looking
Christmas.
good.
I know last year I wore a little turkey in my head, so I found another one this year. Why not?
I thought it was a dog.
So, Adara, sorry. We have a Christmas pack line up for you tonight. We have some games and some weird and wonderful questions. And just before we start, I'd like to show you some pictures I found. So obviously TJ has done his little bit tonight. So we've got some additional pictures coming up. That's TJ. Really happy to have you on the show. Can't wait. That's TJ number 1. Then there's a little Christmas reminder of last year. That was a whole year today. Rudolph was on my head last year. Now we've got a turkey for
We
you
were
this
so
year.
young.
I found this little cracker hiding in the corner somewhere.
Oh, my
There
God.
we go. Look how young he is there. And then last, but by no means least, our little picture that we've already showed. And that is going to hang with pride in the back of the studio here. So, yes, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, I do all the deep personal stuff, and I know it sounds a bit ridiculous now because I'm wearing a stupid hat, but I would love for you, if you wouldn't mind sharing some stories of where you grew up, your childhood, coming into your adulthood, if possible. That would be amazing, Adara.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in the same town I'm living in at the moment. It's Lone Grove, Oklahoma, very small town. It's what I wrote my song Parking Lots over. Grew up listening to music, playing music, moved to Nashville, spent 3 years out there, got my bachelor's degree at
Oh,
Middle
wow.
Tennessee State. Um, Realized the grass isn't always greener. So I moved back home to be with my band, and we've been killing it ever since. Been super, super blessed, super
Amazing.
happy.
Incredible. And sorry, I'm just going to have to change this for a minute because I can't take it seriously.
We're obviously a serious podcast, that's why. Oh, that's better.
That's better. That's better.
There we go.
Right. Let's get the Christmas stuff on. So that's epic. So when did you first think that you were getting involved in music? Who did you listen to when you were growing up? Did you grow up with a lot of country music artists? Did you grow up with rock? What did you grow up with?
I grew up with both, actually. My mom was more of the rock music, and then my dad was more of the country. So, I mean, whether it
Oh,
was
wow.
Journey, Bryan Adams, Bon Jovi, or whether it was Merle Haggard, Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson, we constantly had music going through the house. And, my dad and I, we would play a game, and he would play a song, and I would try to guess who the artist was or what song it was. And then one of my favorite memories was, I would believe I was in second grade, and my dad took me to a Rick Springfield concert at Windstar, and we were sitting on the front row, and he actually pulled me up on stage to sing Don't Talk to Strangers. And I believe it was
Oh,
that
wow.
moment where, like, the adrenaline rush and everything, and I was 7, maybe 8 years old. I was like, this is what I want to
Wow.
do for the rest of my life. I love the feeling. And I think ever since then, I mean, I used to always perform for all my family and friends growing up as well. So it's always been a part of me to want to be an entertainer or a performer.
That's incredible. And did you play a lot of instruments? Was it just a singing piece that you were doing when you were growing up? So from the sort of 7 or 8 when you first done that, when you were brought up to sing, and which is incredible, by the way. That's
Yeah,
that is
it
nuts.
was insane.
But having that, excitement, did you go on to then just continue singing, or was it instruments, or what was it?
I definitely kept on singing, and then I started songwriting, and then my dad was like, you can't be a real songwriter if you can't play an instrument. So then he started teaching me guitar and going from there. So
That's amazing. That's incredible. And when did you think, at what sort of age, past the sort of 7 and 8, did you think, right, now he's getting pretty serious. Now I think the songs that I'm writing are where I want to be. This is what I'm going to do full time. This is what I want to, my career to go like.
I believe, honestly, I mean, I've always, if somebody asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would immediately
You know,
say a singer. Yeah. But I think
yeah.
the moment really clicked for me when I played my very first acoustic show at 18. I had just graduated high school, and then 4 days later I played my very first show. And
Wow.
that it was stressful because I was like, I've never done this. I don't really know what I'm doing, but you figure it out along the way, and if you believe in it, you can achieve it.
That's incredible. And did you join up with anybody else during that time? Or was it just purely yourself doing the acoustic set? And
So I'm not a great guitar player, so I asked somebody to join in on with me. His name is Buddy Tyner, and I just worked with his wife and grew up with them. I mean, as an adult, I started growing up and hanging out with them, and we would play music back and forth and have little song swaps around a fire and
yeah.
everything. So he joined me on stage, and then when I went to ACM at UCO, my first 2 years of college, it was a live performance degree that I was in. They put me with a band, and that was part of your semester, and part of your grade was to perform certain
Oh, wow.
songs with this band. And then that's when I formed my first band. And then we played our very first show. I think I was 19 at the time, so it was a year later I
Wow.
performed the
Oh my
first
God.
band show.
You've done so much in such a very short amount of time. It's incredible. That is madness. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate that. That's great. I'm not going to ruin any more TJ's questions because I know he's going to ask you loads, and I'm like, right, what about this? What about that? So I'm going to leave that for TJ. But just to end on a bit of a Christmas note, I know that. So I visited New York many, many years ago, for Christmas, thinking it was going to be the Home Alone type of, bit of it's all going to be busy and it's going to be Christmas, it's going to be snowing, it's amazing. And half the places were shut for Christmas because Thanksgiving was their biggest time, apparently in New York. So is it the same over in where you're from? Is Thanksgiving bigger than Christmas, or is it all just the same? Is it a big celebration?
I would say it's pretty similar to Thanksgiving. I think more businesses are closed during Christmas than Thanksgiving, but people here, we celebrate both pretty much just the same.
Amazing. And TJ's already ruined one of my questions about what you're doing for Christmas. So I'm not going to ask you that. But Merry Christmas to you. And I'm going to hand over to TJ. I'll try and put my teeth back in as well at some point.
I was going to say, there you go. Well, yeah, it's interesting to hear. We like to hear people's life stories, and we start from the very beginning. And I think from doing this podcast as well, we've learned a lot about America, particularly because I would say 90%. Yeah, absolutely. Like 90% of the guests we've had on are from the States, and in terms of our geography, I think if we went back to school now, Ronnie, we'd be A+ students, I'd say.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe that's a stretch. But yeah, I like travel. I like travel shows. I'm a bit of a geek, armchair geek more than anything. So I checked out where you're from. So it's Lone Grove, southern Oklahoma, isn't it? What's it like there, particularly? For somebody that would be visiting your area.
Well, there is nothing to do here. We have a mall, but it's like a ghost town. And you have to go to Ardmore for that. So Long Grove, the best food you can get is at a gas station. And that's about it. I mean,
it's not a Buc-ee's, is it? Is it a Buc-ee's?
It is not a Buc-ee's. No, you got to go to Texas for that.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, you've sold us. We're going to be there. Yeah, that sounds like a truly amazing place.
Come on.
But actually, Oklahoma is on my bucket list. I'm obsessed with this travel channel called Jack Ainsley's Travel. Funny enough, it's a YouTube channel, and it's a couple of Brits. It's this fella called Jack and his wife, I think, Paige, and they go to like the most obscure places, not your typical kind of capital cities. They do a bit of that, but I love the fact they go to, I think a recent episode, they were in Oklahoma and this place called like Crossbar Ranch, which is like a off-road ranch place. And I think it's about 40 minutes from you, and it just looked so cool. The weather looked great. Everyone seemed to have fun outdoors. We don't get to go outdoors much because the weather's fucking disgusting. But Oklahoma looked pretty good.
Wow. One way to describe it.
Well, that's the British weather for you. So yeah, I think Oklahoma's a place I want to go. And someone described it as the last kind of free state in America, like truly free. Is that, would you agree with that?
I could agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what they mean. Is that to do with like gun rights, just freedom in general? People say you can pretty much do whatever you want in this state, and I thought that sounds definitely up mine and Ronnie's street. We'll probably be arrested in 2 minutes.
If y'all are anywhere near on Christmas Day, y'all come over. Y'all can join our little fish fry that we do.
Awesome.
More than welcome.
I'm getting on the plane.
Let's go.
There you go. We don't want to make the Texans jealous because they recently made us honorary Texans, and we take that very seriously. But for you, as are you guys called Okies? Is that kind of your nickname for Oklahoma? What does it mean to be an Okie? How would you describe it?
Being Okie. I mean, I'm basically like right on the border of Texas. I'm not super far from Texas, but I mean, same thing. I would say to be an Okie is to be free, and you get to be what you want to be. You don't really have to worry about being judged by anybody. So I'm proud to be an Okie. I would say Okie from
Awesome.
Muskogee, like Merle, but I'm not that. I'm from Willow Grove.
Well, it looks fun. It sounds fun. So, yeah, I think that is going to be on our list of places to go. And like you say, I didn't realize how close it was to Texas. So even better, we can go to Fort Worth and then up to your place. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose talking about Texas, and obviously we've mentioned it a couple of times. It's October. This is where we met you and a bunch of other people as well that are, either for the first time, which was amazing, or people that we've had on the podcast previously that we finally had a chance to kind of meet in person, like Zach Wilkerson, Prezi Hale, and a bunch of other people. So it was fantastic. We really enjoyed ourselves, probably a bit too much, as you could tell at the end of the night. But how did you find it? How did you actually come to be there as well? Do you know a lot of the people and Talbot?
Yeah, Talbot definitely invited me out along with Patrick, Country versus Metal. And I didn't know quite a few of the artists, but then there was some that I've only met online. So it was very fascinating to me to be able to meet them face to face, because behind a screen, I could be 6 foot tall. I mean, you never know. And here I am, almost basically a midget. I mean, but on stage, you can't really tell on screen, on stage. So it was really nice to be able to meet certain people in person, especially, Presley Hale. She was an amazing person to meet at that Stocktoberfest. So I was very honored to be a part of that evening.
Wonderful. We'd love to kind of attend more stuff like, and I think everyone said that on
Yeah.
the night. It was quite a unique thing, like I say, you either meet people online or you kind of like ships in the night because you're all doing your own thing, and to get everyone under one roof and to have a party, have some music playing. I wish we had more of this in the UK. It was
Yeah.
just fantastic. So yeah, really pleased we got to attend, and really pleased we got to meet you, and now we can learn more about you as we go. So in terms of obviously Oklahoma, I like talking about people's states when they come on, just to find out more for ourselves as well. And you've got some famous bands, lots of bands in recent years come from Oklahoma, like Turnpike Troubadours. Pretty sure Zach Bryan's Oklahoma too.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
pretty sure. And obviously a whole bunch of other people. But in terms of like, I think you touched upon it earlier, what were you listening to growing up, and how have you injected that like influence into your own music?
It's very fascinating to take my childhood versus, my pre-adulthood versus the adulthood styles of music. And I think you can kind of hear all of it together and form whatever genre you would like to call me, whether that's, Western grunge or alternative, Southern rock, maybe slash new metal, alternative, whatever, you want to consider us. But I mean, there's definitely influences like Patsy Cline or Linda Ronstadt. I've always tried to copy some of their ways that they pronounce their phrases and stuff, and try to copy my voice to match theirs, but
Cool.
then put my own spin on it for myself. But learning to sing alongside of, massive singers like those artists has helped me find my own voice.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And yeah, Patsy Cline's definitely one of your favourite, Ronnie. Linda Ronstadt for me, yeah, she's
Yeah.
fantastic. So yeah,
I'm going to cover that off a little bit later with a question actually about female artists. And one of them is Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, and that crew, the legendary crew. But yeah, I love them. I grew up in old school country, and still love it to this day, and blast it as many times as I can outside the car window. So yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll save those questions for you, mate. Or should I trample on them? I don't know. Maybe I'll
No, do what you like.
do what I like. I normally do.
You
To
do,
be
you
fair.
do normally.
So You've been releasing music professionally since about 2019. So I like to trawl through Spotify or Discogs or anything I can kind of find just to find out when you put your first kind of single out, your tracks. And it looked like 2019 for you, which is still fairly recent, isn't it? So talk us through that kind of initial journey of, actually recording the stuff that you're writing, putting it out there, and some of the feedback or the response you got from that.
Yeah. So my first EP that I released, we did that in-house. We had no idea really what we were doing. Half the instruments are out of tune. My voice is, either sharp or flat. But we were so proud of it to release it as our first stuff. And we got a lot of good feedback, but we realized that wasn't enough. We needed more professionalism. So we went back to the writing board, figuring out the sound that we wanted, found a good producer. Dwight Hamlin, actually from the Wight Lighters, produced the stuff after the first EP, and he definitely helped us, get in tune with what we were trying to do, trying to succeed at with a new sound. And we traveled on that for a while as the Adara Kay project, and then we started becoming more rock and not fitting into certain venues the way that we were supposed to, getting booked as a country band, but yet we were starting to play more rock covers and putting more distortion on everything. So then if you listen to, A Girl Can Be, which I know that was one of the first releases as well, but that was the first transition of me truly finding the grit to my voice and more the direction that I was wanting to go. So new releases will definitely have that sort of style on them.
That flavour. In fact, that's the song I picked out, and I think it's the most played one on Spotify. But it's a great song. I like it, and like you say, listening to your early stuff right the way through to now, I can definitely hear more of an edge to your sound, more distortion, like you say. And it's funny because I think you've described it as your alternative, and I've heard a few people say that now, and I think that describes it quite well. Because I suppose for people that aren't familiar, I've looked it up, and it's kind of, they describe it as a kind of country fused with rock, indie, emo, punk, and it's a bit of everything. It's a bit of a mishmash, if that's a word. I probably just made it up. But would you mind if we played just a snippet of "Girl Can Be" and so people can have a listen?
Please do. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's go for it.
Baby, I don't know what you're talking about. Been by your side when you try to get out. I promise you that you still haven't seen just how crazy a girl can be.
Yeah, I like that one, and I can see why I think the Texas scene would like you and your style too, because I think if you listen to the likes of Jared Morris and a few others, they're kind of making that sort of sound. They're kind of deviating from the traditional country and even rock sometimes. It's like you say, they're going down the alternative route, and I can definitely hear that in what you're doing.
So it's interesting when you sort of listen to people's comments and you see them when people are publishing songs, and they try and put it in a genre all the time. And it's like, wow, it's a bit rock, it's a bit punk, it's a bit country, it's a bit it's just their style. Like, you don't need to put it in a genre. It's just your style. Just do what you need to do. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really. It was just, there is no such thing. Just say it's your style. It's good. It's good. It's their style.
Yeah.
So
that must be frustrating as an artist as well. Like you say, people expect a certain sound, and then anything you release after that, people have that expectation. Even of us in our group, we've had some absolute muppets comment on music that we've shared. Because it's not strictly country. I mean, it's
that's not country, is it?
Yeah,
well,
that was one of the
just cover country, do
so I kind of changed the name to Country, Americana and Roots, hoping that would capture all, your alternative rock and blues and all the other, fun stuff that people should be listening to. But yeah, that's great, and I'm enjoying learning about your music, and so what's next for you then, Adara? What stuff you got in the pipeline?
We we're rebranding. I'll say that. We're rebranding a little bit, stepping away
Oh.
from Adara Kay and trying to navigate a new perspective on the music.
Oh, that sounds like gossip,
Interesting.
Ronnie.
That sounds very exciting. And
It
it sounds like a lot of gossip.
It is.
You can
It's
trust
deep.
us. Well, we're looking forward to it. Is there any dates, or is that just something for next year? And yeah, I'm trying to
It's
squeeze more out of you on that.
it's definitely coming 2026. So we don't have
Okay.
too
Oh,
much
amazing.
longer to wait.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep an eye out on your socials, and whenever you do put it out there, we'll share it for you and put it out there.
I'll be knocking at that door.
Come on.
Hello. Can you tell us more?
So,
Out of interest, do we get a Christmas song next year?
I honestly cannot tell
Or are you
you.
going to promise it now?
I can't promise
Oh, no.
anything.
All right, I'll keep
The
I'll
thing
keep
with
pushing.
me,
I'll keep pushing through the year.
yeah, the thing with me and Christmas music, there's an inside joke between me and my bass player, and he calls me the Grinch. Okay, and that's what he bought me like a Grinch poster for my birthday back in September. And so like Christmas music, I can listen to maybe 2 songs on Christmas Day, and then I'm done.
Oh, Adara. No,
I
honestly,
know.
it's a whole month for me.
Oh,
Even coming up to the end of November is Christmas songs all the way. And yeah, I'll keep sending you Christmas songs at the end of
Okay.
November next year.
Maybe I need to
and
give
keep
it a
getting you to
shot.
play 'em. All right, good.
well, I'm so pleased we invited the Grinch onto our Christmas episode. That's worked pretty well, isn't it?
I love it.
Funny enough, a lot of people have put out Christmas songs this year. So I've seen that Presley's put one out, which is
Yeah.
a cover of she's done an amazing job on that. I love it. Adam Hood's put one out, I think
Adam Hood,
reluctantly,
yeah.
but I love it. I love anything Adam does. And a few other people. So yeah, it seems to be the year for people wanting to, I don't know, put out Christmassy stuff.
Well, next year's the big year for Adara
There we
Yeah.
go.
to put one out. So there you go. Anyway,
Absolutely.
right,
So-
move on.
Okay. So we're big on obviously not propping up, like supporting the independent scene. That's where we live. That's what we love doing. I just think it's the most incredible people, the most incredible music I've ever been involved in, ever heard, and more people should be getting involved. And as an independent musician yourself, it seems pretty supportive in Texas. The scene, from what I see, the people we interact with personally. Is that how you feel? Have you felt like you've been welcomed into, whether it's your local scene or the Texas scene? What has it been like for you?
It's been very welcoming, actually. I mean, everybody, they help each other. And I mean, in this industry, even out in Nashville, like it comes and goes in waves. It's almost like a class reunion situation, like your graduating class. You see people start succeeding with each other that started with each other, and then you see the next class that they're helping, and then same thing, like everybody just starts climbing it together. So I mean, it's very welcoming. It's like a little home, little family. Especially like I said, reuniting with certain people and meeting certain people last October that I knew of but have never met. It was like a breath of fresh air, honestly. And we have something similar here in Oklahoma. Blake Langford sets it up. It's called Seventh Day Rebellion, and it's about once every month on a Sunday, because all of us perform on the weekend, so we hardly ever get to see each other. And so it's all of us
Yeah.
artists. We come together one Sunday every month, and we play a free show. And it's just like a little networking
Oh, wow.
situation. You get to see all your friends again, get to catch up, and it's amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we've loved it, and it's even as podcasters, we've been welcomed with open arms, and probably not now. They've seen us in person and had to interact with us for an entire week. Maybe that door's firmly shut now. I don't know. Hopefully not. But there you go. So I think there's loads of benefits to being an independent artist. You've got full creative control of your music, how you put it out there, how you share it, who you interact with personally. I love those aspects of what it is that you guys do. But what is the kind of the annoyances for you? If you could pick one or two things that really kind of piss you off as a independent artist, what might that be, and what could the fix be to that?
That's a tough question. That one's difficult to answer.
Mm.
It it's difficult in the sense of if you don't have, a booker for you, sometimes venues don't take you as seriously, whether they do the research on you or not, which I understand. A lot of people, they're working hard and they're working overtime, and I understand you can't reach out to everybody in one day or respond. So half the time, some of those emails get left behind or forgotten about. So that's been a really difficult aspect of being an independent artist, is just trying to get taken seriously and get booked. But once you do and you make those connections with the venues or the managers, like you start making relationships and they start taking you seriously if you present yourself as professional.
Yeah, that's good. Now, there's some good piece of advice as well for people perhaps new onto the scene, and I suppose it can be frustrating, and particularly if people are short on patience and wanting to get to that next step of relationships with venues, with booking agents, etc. That it does come, and you've got to present yourself well, obviously. Um, so in terms of your fans and your followers, etc., I love everyone seems to be copying Spotify rap this year, because it's just fun to see, fun to do. We get our own one for the podcast, which is cool. I know you artists get one as well, and it's a great way to get your information, some insights of what's going really well for you, and perhaps even some like surprising information about where your music's being streamed and where those people are from. So have you had any kind of surprises looking at your own Spotify Wrapped in terms of where your listeners are based?
Yeah, our top place was Spain. It was like, we've never even been
Wow.
down there. We've never left the States. We've never left,
Yeah.
the Midwest. I was like, how are you finding my music? It's amazing. And if you look
Wow.
at, like the top 10 places, like every single one of them was in Spain. It was
Wow.
it was
That's really
wild.
cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how many people have said that to us. They've checked, and there's been places like Brazil, South Africa, and we had Nigeria on our
Did we?
podcast this year. Might just be one person that accidentally stumbled on our podcast and thought, "What is this rubbish?" So yeah, even ours was a bit of a surprise, but
Mhm.
fantastic. Well, thanks for entertaining me and my questions. I'm gonna.
Well done, Spain. I've
Well,
got to
well
say,
done,
well done,
Yeah.
Spain. You
Thank
know
you.
good quality when you see it. So there you go.
Yeah. I'd like to say Spain like to rock out. Maybe they do. I don't really know, but we obviously do now. Anyway, I'll shut up and hand over to Ronnie before I stop babbling on, really.
No, you've done very well. They're very difficult questions, actually, for your set. I was sitting there thinking, interesting.
Oh.
Adara, I've got to say, we had a conversation earlier offline, and as in me and TJ, not me and you, but me and
Okay.
TJ, and we were talking about maybe organising a visit again. So we're obviously over in Texas
Mhm.
this year, so we need to do a bit of a revisit. Is there anywhere that you would suggest definitely going to? So try and arrange it for, did you say the last day in the month for that
Mhm.
free show? Because we like a freebie sometimes.
Yeah.
And then we might even stop at Stocktober. But where would you suggest?
I would suggest there's two places. So one of them is the Gypsy Cafe. That's what we call it. It's in Stillwater. It's not actually a place up there, but there it's during calf fry season. So last week of April, first week of May, but that Sunday, it's a whole organization. The Red Dirt Relief Fund is there, and it's all these
Oh,
artists that
wow.
get together and play it. And then my second one that is a must for me personally is Grady's 66 Pub in Yukon, Oklahoma. It's Grady Cross is the owner, which he's, cross Canadian ragweed.
Yeah.
But they're amazing. They gave me my very first shot at performing live. That's where, I played my first full band show. And then that was our
Yeah.
first sold out show that we ever played. So my entire band and I, like, we got Grady's logo tatted on
Oh,
us.
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, we
I
followed in
love
Gay
that.
and
I think
Freeman's
that's
footsteps on
fantastic.
that. But they also host,
Yes.
it's called Sounds Okay Music every third Thursday of the month. And it's just a networking situation, an open mic kind of deal. So they're huge in supporting the independents and, the upcoming artists.
That's incredible. And that's, TJ was saying it before about how we're in the community together and we try and give everybody a bit of a push and a shove and try and give everybody a platform for the unsung heroes, if you like, of the new up and coming musicians world. And it's something that we really want to go and visit, and maybe we'll do something different this year or next year, where we'll just jump in a truck and rent something, and I'll be driving because TJ's scared to death about driving in America, so I'm more than happy.
The roads are massive. It's ridiculous.
But we might, we'll have to get in contact with you and just say, look, we think we might do that. How can we fit it into like a road tour? I don't know, something like that. If TJ can get away from his normal life for a bit, or he wants to spend more time with me, Adara. So who knows? Who knows?
I did a week.
Anyway, yeah, that was enough.
Mm.
Anyway, right. So I said to you earlier, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
Are you up for a bit of a Christmas game, Adara?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. TJ, hit the music. Yes, this is the last game of the year. The Christmas game. True or false on the Rugged Revival. Will TJ ever win? So, Adara, this game is Christmas. True or false? 10 real facts. 10 real facts this time.
Okay.
And I'm sure you've seen on the other post that we've done that TJ never really wins. He says it's fixed. I personally think he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I'm going to go true or false, ask you a question, then I'll say, Adara, true or false, TJ, true or false, and then at the end, we'll give the scores, and TJ probably won't win. So, question number 1. The first commercially produced Christmas card was commissioned by Sir Henry Cole in England in 1843. Is that true or is it false, Adara?
True.
TJ.
I'm going to go false.
Interesting.
Mm.
Question number 2. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was created in 1939 for a department store giveaway by Montgomery Ward. Adara, is it true or false?
I'm going to say false.
TJ.
I'm just going to go opposite and say true. I've got a 50-50 chance of winning that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do maths.
That's what you think. That's what you think anyway. Okay. NORAD's Santa tracking tradition began after a wrong number in a 1955 Sears advert led kids to call a military operations line. Is that true or is it false, Adara?
True.
TJ.
I'll go true. We like watching the Santa tracker. That's our
Yeah,
tradition
I do.
with the kids.
I haven't even got any kids. Xmas is older than texting. The X comes from the Greek letter chi. That's boring. I'm not going to answer. Question number 5. Tinsel used to be made from real silver, which could tarnish and go dull. Is that true or false, Adara?
True.
TJ.
I'd say true. Yeah, my tinsel is real silver and gold. We're obviously rich, so.
Oh, look at the rich boy over here.
Someone's doing well.
Next question. Christmas crackers were invented in London in the 1840s by a confectioner called Tom Smith. Is it true or is it false, Adara?
False.
TJ.
I'm going to go true.
Next question. Coca-Cola invented Santa's red suit. Is that true or false, Adara?
True.
TJ?
I forgot to listen to you, to be honest with you. I drifted off. False, I'm going to say.
Doesn't matter, you're going to lose anyway. Mistletoe berries are safe to eat if you only have a couple. Is that true or false, Adara?
I'm going to go false.
TJ?
True. Yeah.
Last two questions. Boxing Day is linked to Christmas boxes, not to the sport of boxing. Is that true or false, Adara?
False.
TJ.
Yeah, that sounds like pony. False.
And then a very last question. In the UK, this is not going to go well for you, Adara. In the UK, the Met Office can declare a white Christmas if even a single snowflake is observed falling on the 25th of December at an official station. Is that true or is it false, Adara?
I'll go with true.
TJ,
I
false.
don't actually know.
Okay, good.
True.
Right. Let's run for the answers. So, true or false? The first commercially produced Christmas card was commissioned by Sir Henry Cole in England in 1843. It's true. Horsley designed it in 1843 for Henry Cole. Terry, you're correct. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was created in 1939 for a department store giveaway by Montgomery Ward. That is true. Created by copywriter Robert L. May in 1939. NORAD's Santa tracking tradition began after a wrong number in 1955. Sears advert led kids to call a military operations line. That is true. The 1955 misprint is the origin of the story. Xmas is... Oh, we're not going to ask that question. Tinsel used to be made from real silver, which would tarnish and go dull, which is true. Early tinsel is widely documented as silver-based. Christmas crackers were invented in London in the 1840s by a confectioner called Tom Smith. The answer to that is true. It's commonly dated to 1847, with the tradition growing through the Victorian era. Coca-Cola invented Santa's red suit. Coca-Cola, it's false. Coca-Cola popularised a modern Santa image, but red-suited Santas existed earlier. Mistletoe berries are safe to eat if you only have a couple. That is false.
Just get to the winner.
Mistletoe ingestion can cause poisoning. It's not considered safe to eat. TJ, stop eating it. Boxing Day is linked to Christmas boxes, not the sport of boxing. That is true. The exact origin is debated, but it's linked to boxes, giving, not fistfights. And in the UK, the Met Office can declare a white Christmas, even if a single snowflake is observed, falling on the 25th of December at an official station. The answer is true. It's about observed snow on 25th of December, not necessarily snow lying everywhere. So, Adara, you are absolutely the winner of the Rugger Revival True or False Christmas version. Will TJ ever win? You have won the very last game of the year. Congratulations to you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
you
TJ,
win
playing music.
our merch. Yeah, there you go.
I guess I'm not a true Grinch after all.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
Oh, you went. Adara, thank you so much for playing along with me. Now I've got just a few random questions,
Right.
and I know we covered part of one earlier, but I like most growing up, I grew up listening to the likes of Dolly Parton, Kitty Wells, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, and Reba McEntire, to name a few of the absolute legends. For years, I've been watching the progression of new female artists in the country music scene and other scenes, to be honest. And I just wanted to see if you've had any particular struggles. What is your opinion of the sort of way female artists are doing it within the industry at the moment? And have you seen any barriers or struggles? Have you been for anything?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, everything comes and goes in waves. And I think women are about to take over again in the industry, whether it's rock, country, pop. You're already seeing it with like Sabrina Carpenter. You're starting to see it with Ella
Yeah.
Langley and Caitlin Butts, which is amazing. You're seeing it on the rock side with, Lizzie Hill, Poppy, Amy Lee, Spirit Box. Like you're seeing all these females just gravitating towards each other and believing in the music. And that's what's setting them apart from the males, I believe, right now. And so I think we're starting to see that wave come back through the industry and the music scene for females to, get back on top again. And who knows how long it'll last, but I do think we're about to see a change in the industry during this decade, honestly. And, for me as a female leader or artist or whatever you want to call me, there are some difficulties throughout, whether you're working with a venue or a sound guy or, producer, just especially since I'm 5 foot flat. I'm not very tall. I'm a female. I'm considered a dumb blonde, like maybe Dolly would have said in her song. So you get taken advantage of on your knowledge and your capability of doing things a certain way. So that has been a little bit of a struggle. But once, they start figuring me out a little bit and they realize, I have a bachelor's degree in music. Like I don't know everything, but I do know a little bit of how it should go. And, I have good ethics and responsibilities and determination and a band that backs me. And so
Yeah.
you see it be difficult at times, but then you also have to appreciate when the hard work is taken seriously.
Yeah, absolutely right. And firstly, I'd agree. I think there is a change in the industry at the moment. I think there is a lot of incredible, amazing artists up and coming, female artists up and coming, and some that are already in that stream. Keep that passion, keep that focus, keep that passion, and keep going and keep fighting for it, because it's absolutely something that's right. And it's a shame that we have to talk about sometimes, like, there's barriers in place or there's struggles, or you're absolutely right. You're more than qualified. You're more than incredibly talented to do what you're doing. So keep that passion and keep going, because we'd love to. Maybe it's something we should do. Actually, we should do an all-female Rugged Revival podcast with one of our crew on the Rugged Revival.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's a story for another time. But we'd love to be able to do that, and let's support the female artists through, and let's continue that. So I'm going to ask another. It might be a little bit of a difficult question that we talk about, and it's something that's very, very close to my heart, very dear to me. And over the last few podcasts, and when we were over in Texas, we talked a lot about mental health, and how people might be able to look after themselves, and if they need anything, and signpost in the right direction. And we know after spending time with the artists over there at Stocktober and other areas, we know how much the music industry can take its toll on some people, and some people's mental health, and how they are. Would you mind sharing with us how you look after yourself, how you keep your right headspace, how you support yourself, how you keep strong going through all that?
You have to keep your faith and go full heartedly in what you believe in, and know that for me, like, I have a God that created me before he even knew what I was going to be, and he already had a plan for me. And so going back to my views and being able to breathe and know that I was created for a reason, and not get so tied up in how serious this industry can be sometimes and how serious life can be sometimes. You just have to take a step back, breathe, and pray and remember why you're here.
That's perfect advice. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing that with us. I know that sometimes it's a bit of a tough subject for a lot of people. Some people don't like talking about it, but we try and face it. We try to front it and say, look, you can talk about it, and absolutely, we've said it in the previous podcasts, and I know that a lot of the artists have agreed with us that if anybody is listening to this, especially at this time of the year, and especially if people have gone through tough times, reach out to us, come and speak to us, come and shout and scream at the top of the hill, at the top of the mountain, come and talk to us. I'm sure, Dara, you'd be there to support them as well. If anybody ever need anything, please just scream and shout and come and speak to us, because we're there and we're passionate about it. So anyway, thank you for that. So a couple of last questions from me. If you don't mind. The Rugged Revival started as a community. I know we talked about that before, and trying to give people a bit of a platform, especially in the UK, to really showcase people like yourselves, artists like yourselves, that maybe people in the UK wouldn't know or wouldn't particularly go to in the music. Saying that, you've already reached Spain, so you're doing something right. But is there any up and coming artists or bands or musicians that you think they just need a little bit of a shout out? They need a shout out on here, just whatever you can do to support. And if not, don't worry. But if you have got anybody, please do tell us.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. There's so many you meet along the way. You've got, if we're talking about female side, you have Libby Lane, we have Carly
Yeah.
Nash, Shelby Stone, Presley Hale, I mean, there's so many females out there that are trying to do this, and it's almost like you're taking 2 steps back just because you're not a male. Sometimes in this industry, it's definitely male dominated at this moment, especially as independents. But
Yeah.
definitely those ladies, they're amazing, they're talented, they're down to earth. And then on the flip side, you got the Smoke and Oaks, you got American Slang, Noah Bowman, Trenton Fletcher, you've got like Gannon Freeman and the CC Rev. They're starting to blow up a little bit, and those are the most deserving guys who have done this for over 10 years and have put nothing but blood, sweat, and tears into this industry, and finally they're seeing some of the success that they've deserved. So, yeah, I mean, you just
Yeah.
go find some of your favorite artists that aren't massive but aren't small either. Go to their socials, go to who follows them, and if you see an artist, go click on their page, because I know one single follower could change that artist's decision on whether to keep going or not.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that's, let's do a shout out for all the female artists then. Let's do a shout out for all them that need a bit of a shout out sometimes. And I'm not going to repeat what you just said because it's absolutely right. Go and follow them. Go and check them out. Go and check their stuff because it's absolutely the right thing to do, and it gives them some support. Yeah, and all the up and coming musicians and artists. So thank you. And then one last one from me, bit of a weird one. I've asked some artists before about it. I want to know why you play to people. Why I've listened to your music, we've done research as well and listened to after meeting you in October, and you're such a unique sound. It's incredible, it's powerful. Why do you play to people? What does that make you feel afterwards?
It makes me feel appreciative, because when you have one person, even if it's just one, come up to you and say, this song did something for me, this song made me want to keep going, or I really connected with this. If they buy one piece of merch, or if they smile at me and they want a picture, like everything that a fan or a potential fan in the audience could help me see the bigger picture beyond what I'm doing at that moment, it makes it all worth it. If I can connect and tell my story in one person, like they also feel that same way, that's what it's about to me. It's just giving back.
Perfect. That's amazing. What an incredible answer. Adara, thank you very much for spending some time with me. Thanks for answering my questions. TJ, over to you.
Over to me. Wow, there you go. Yeah, women are absolutely killing it in the industry. I was talking to Ronnie and the rest of our crew because we were meant to do a live event on Monday. That's been put back. So anyone listening, we're going to try and do it between Christmas and New Year because, like everyone else, we have day jobs and it just becomes a bit messy sometimes. But yeah, the reason I was saying that is because we were talking about favourite artists or most played tracks or albums throughout the year, and 90% of it was female artists. I know Brad was shouting out Brennan Lee, I think he was shouting out. We're obviously obsessed over here with Jesse Williams and Presley Hale and Kerry Lick and yourself and all of these amazing artists. And yeah, women are absolutely dominating it at the minute, and it'd be interesting to see how that kind of translates next year. You mentioned being short a number of times as well. You did make me feel massive when I stood next to you, which is very rare for me. I'm normally quite short myself. But it's funny because we spent a lot of time in the car with Talbot, and mainly Talbot, wasn't it? For hours on end. That's probably the longest I've ever spent in a car was driving around Texas. It was ridiculous, 4 or 5 hours some days. So it gave us a lot of time to talk and play stupid games. And one of the stupid games really was who could beat me up, really. And we went through the entire Stocktober list, and we got to you, and you could beat me up, according to Ronnie and Talbot.
Do you remember the game show cards that used to be like
top trumps,
strength 5, speed 10, and you do all the scores. So we were doing the scores as well, and yeah,
there wasn't many people I could beat up, but you came out on top on that one.
I feel like I can handle my own as well. Like, I'm tiny, but I'm mighty. Like, I might be 5 foot, but in my head, I'm 6'7".
Yeah, you look like you can handle yourself, to be fair, and you're in much better shape than me. So, yeah, well done. Anyway, I thought I'd let you know that you could beat me up. Hopefully you won't, but if you wanted to, if I stepped out of line, maybe if I've had too many drinks, you could certainly chin me. But there you go. Anyway, on to normal conversation. So in terms of the future, you kind of teased us a little bit somewhat earlier with a new project. Do you have any other kind of goals, whether it's next year or the year after? Anything on your bucket list that you want to get done?
I want to play more festivals. I want to hit some more different states, different venues that we haven't. We've only broken into Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and barely touched in Kansas. So I would like to hit up north more and then go east and west as well.
Awesome. And where's been your favorite kind of places to play so far?
Oh man, I love the Fox Theater in Hays, Kansas. That it's always it's a blast up there. It's a long drive, but it's a lot of fun. And then I would have to also say we played the Houston Rodeo last year, and that was
Wow.
a
that'd be
huge
awesome.
huge accomplishment.
Oh, wow. We want to go to a rodeo. We'd probably stick out like a sore thumb with our ginormous like cowboy hats and, ridiculous clothes. But
I would recommend
wanna
the
do it.
Houston Rodeo. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. That's on our list of things is just getting like bigger and bigger. Do you have any I know we probably didn't describe it particularly well, probably as good as you described your hometown. Britain's not great. But do you have any desire to come over here to play, to do some music?
Oh, I would love to. I want to travel so bad. Like I've never been out of the States. So definitely traveling,
Wow.
that's another huge goal of mine is to be able to go somewhere else and play.
Wow. It's a lot of people don't have passports in America, and but I understand why now, because it's so big and you probably have everything there. You have mountains, lakes, beaches, you have apps. We've got to travel, just to get nice weather. So we tend to go to Spain or, Turkey or those sort of places. So yeah, I understand why Americans don't go anywhere else. I probably wouldn't myself, to be fair. There you go. I've got one final question, and it's a really important one. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
New Year's
Oh.
resolutions.
Interesting.
I would have to say, honestly, is to work harder than I did this year and really focus on my goals of what I'm wanting to accomplish and really set forward and putting that time and energy into achieving those.
That's a good one. Ronnie, what's yours?
Yeah. Work harder. Definitely work harder. Definitely work harder. No, I think, don't know. Come back to me. Let me come.
I
I'll
was
come back to
thinking
you on
about
that
this
one. I haven't
earlier.
worked it out. Yeah, I think we should do a message episode. to be
Yeah,
honest.
maybe
We'll
we
get everybody
will.
to do their final
Yeah.
sort
A
of
lot of
New
people
Year's
is like,
resolutions.
I want to lose weight and all that stuff. I was like, I might take up smoking. I'm just
doing
going to
that
do
anyway.
opposites. I'm going to get bigger.
That'd be the best year ever.
Oh, it's going to be
Yeah.
epic. Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
just.
I didn't drink enough last year, so I'm going to drink double what I was drinking last year.
I'm going to double down on my drinking and smoking. Yeah, it's going to be a fabulous 2026. There you go. Yeah, we'll do I think we'll do a separate episode on that maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, I've waffled on so much and talked so much crap, but so I'll hand over to you, Ronnie, to do the final message.
Adara Kay, you have been incredible. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our final episode of this year. I just wanted to say a couple of things that I picked up on that we were talking about earlier. Tiny but mighty. You are definitely tiny but mighty. You might be 5 foot, but you're so passionate, so incredible, and an absolute force to be reckoned with. And if people haven't heard you in the UK, if they haven't heard you in America, if they haven't heard you anywhere else, your songs, they need to go and check you out because you're an incredible, talented person. And I wish you all the very, very best for the new year. And hopefully we'll see you next year, face to face. And maybe on here again, who knows, might do an all-female episode. But you've been an absolute pleasure to speak to this evening. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me. I feel honored that I was the last episode for this year for you.
Yes. Queen of the last episode. There we go. Now, Adara, I've got a final message. It's a bit of a speech, so I don't know if you've got time. 5 minutes or so just to stay with us. I don't know if you've got time or if you need to go. No, you
Basically,
can go. It's all right.
speed it up, Ronnie.
Yeah. No, go. Honestly,
I already texted
what
my
we're going to
boss I
say
was going
is
to be late, so.
no. That's fine. Honestly, I'll tell you what. We'll do this. We'll end this one. We'll raise a toast. Adara, if you've got a glass, a drink, or something near you, even a pen, raise a toast to the grit, the grind, and to the revival. Cheers to everyone for listening, and thank you for joining us, Adara. Absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Cheers.